Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to your social studies lesson for today. So, we are continuing to work with our timelines and noticing how transportation and communication have changed over time. Okay, I'm going to go over the answers to the computer timeline. All right, so I was going through some of your timelines and looking, and it seemed like most of you did a pretty awesome job. All of you did an awesome job, not most. All of you did an awesome job. Remember in class, we talk a lot about reasonable answers, right? Now, I am very aware that some of the dates don't exactly match up with maybe what Google says. And that's when you use the skills that we have been talking about in the classroom to make that educated, reasonable guess, okay, based on the information that you have. Okay, and the books that you are reading do give a lot of information. Okay, it's not going to give you exact information. It's not one of those things where you can pull the answers directly out of the book. Okay, it's one of those things where we have to read our text, we have to think about what we're reading and think about the timeline and the time period and what the book is saying, along with Google, and make the best reasonable answer choice, okay, to match to the date. Okay, so we talk a lot more about it in math about making that reasonable when you go through and you check your answers and you look, does that make sense? And we talk about it in reading when we're learning new words and we're sounding things out. Does it make sense? Right? You want to always ask that. So with the information that you're given, does that answer make sense for that choice? Okay, so we're doing a lot of that. Okay, so this is a lot of awesome skills that you are doing in one lesson. Okay, so we're learning about the timeline. The timeline's important to understand and to know that we put events in order from earliest to the latest. Okay, and we're also want to really just take notice to the way that these transportation and communication have changed. So the computer, this is the answer key. I'm going to go over and then I'll get started with your new timeline for today. Early 1940s, the first electronic digital computer is invented. 1961, computers now have microchips. Microchips are very small and can store lots of information. 1964, the mouse is invented. So I wonder, were you guys wondering from 1961 to 1964, they had no mouse. So what did they do? I don't know. 1977, people can now buy home computers for personal use. 1981, the first portable computer is invented. It weighed 23.5 pounds, and that's about the weight of 5 bricks, which is pretty heavy. And in 1991, Tim Berners-Lee and others invent the World Wide Web, Internet as we know it. All right. So that's your answer key to the computer timeline. Now I'm going to get started we're going to talk today about cars. Okay, so you're going to notice how and see how cars have evolved and changed over time. And then you're going to complete the timeline that looks like this. Okay, now remember what I said, that with this book is not a book that's going to tell you word for word, and you're not going to be able to see, oh, 19, if I look at my timeline, you're not going to see 1769 and it tells you exactly what happens, right? What you're doing is you're using this book to gain information about cars and how they have changed and evolved, and then kind of making a reasonable, again, I have so many tabs like always. Making a reasonable guess that makes sense with that date. Okay, like I said, my computer's been slow lately. All right, so using that skill, and then if you're really having trouble, you can go to Google. There is a site called Kiddle. Oh, guys, I'm really sorry, my computer's so slow. If you go to Kiddle.com, and I'll post a link in your to-do list. It's like a kid search engine. Okay, so that might be very helpful for you to use as well. And I'll post that link in our to-do list. All right, so remember to read that book, think about it, make the best reasonable, guess to match the correct date. Okay, think about it when you're done. Does this make sense? Would this date match this event? Would that make sense? Okay, all right, have a good day.